Up at 10, had kind of trouble sleeping. It was crappy. I live in Crappyville. But most of you probably never heard of it. Las Cruces, New Mexico. It's a place where the military threatens to, do a nuclear holocaust on the whole world if we can't use the Wi-Fi at Fort Huachuca, which is in Sierra Vista, which you probably never heard of either. Best Wi-Fi in the world. If you go read the Bible, there's a book called Revelation. It talks about, the story of my life. I like Barney Robbins. Yeah, me too. Anybody else? Bueller? Ben Stein? I'm just being facetious, guys. I have a sense of humor. Wow, a lot of people don't, but no, most people don't have a sense of humor. No. A sense of humor is being able to laugh when everything is horrible and miserable and you feel like crying, so you can keep people's spirits up, so we can make it to the next day where we can really have real humor, like, goofy, cute things, like baby giggles and farts and blah, 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 stuff like that, And so, real funny stuff, biological functions and stuff like that. You farted? Yeah, I didn't mean to. Does anybody mean to fart? Yes. Yeah. Saw that once on the Robert Townsend show thing. I'm Robert and I'm a farter. Remember that? I'm Anne Marie and I poot. Fart is anonymous. Remember that one? That was funny. I dreamed before I woke up was about the people that made that worked on a Hollywood Shuffle. And I'm like, oh, that's nice and everything, but I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. Don't want to hear about it. I'm tired. That was yesterday. Yesterday we didn't have mass communications to share the beauty of living the ways of the apostles and a real living Messiah worldwide that everyone can have access to. All they need is a library card, right? They don't even need a phone. They can go to the library and go on the computer for an hour and go, this guy's the Messiah? Yeah, what did you think it was going to be? Seriously, okay. Guys. Jesus lived in the slums of Alexandria, Egypt, before he went back to live in Nazareth, which was a penal colony for undesirables, heretics, and lepers and stuff, right? Okay. From where the hypocrites sent to. He lived in the ghetto, the slums, that's where Jesus lived. Nazareth, the way they make it look on the movies, this is Nazareth. It's like, no, it's nothing like that. They have their little, synagogue thing. Well, basically what Caiaphas would do was go to Nazareth and have sex with the women at Nazareth, ministering to the whores and and stuff in Nazareth. Now, even Oliver Stone sort of points it out correctly in The Last Temptation of Christ. Well, because Oliver Stone sucks, and so does Ridley Scott, and so does Michael Mann, and so on, so on, so forth. Whatever makes money makes sense. That's not right. That's not true. I know. I'm talking to you. And so you got to understand that, the people that are the focal point of the Gospels and the Apocalypse, and they're not giving press conferences about how they mass murdered lots of people for oil corporations today. Right? It's one of the most amazing things I ever saw there. Don't listen to Jack Kane. He's crazy. General? He's the general store. Tennessee Ernie Ford owes his soul to that, but you can't possess a soul. That's crazy talk, right? Just so you know. The soul. Well, you understand the meaning of the word God, that God is omniscient, omnipotent essence of all existence, okay? Then you have faith in God, which means you can't keep God in a book or a bank and sell God for money, right? And so, and that's the truth. So the truth is God's omniscient, life's eternal, and grace is infinite, and that's the truth. So therefore, you can't put God in a building or a book and sell God for money, right? That just kicks all the philosophers that work at White Sands in this town dick to the back of their ass, and they have to sit to pee for the rest of their life. And if they're a female, they sit there and say, welcome to the ladies' room. That's climax. Don't slap me because I'm not in the mood, right? It's just funny. It's funny. I don't have that. No, I miss you. I probably wouldn't listen to those songs too much. They weren't bad. when I was in high school or college. Those were popular songs. Climax, I Miss You, and Meeting in the Lazy Room. And I also don't have Seasons Changed by, what's the name of that group? I can't remember. Seasons Change, Expose, that's it. Okay. I don't have Don't You Want My by Jody Watley. I have a few Shalimar, but that was back in junior high before high school. I have Cameo, because, I like Cameo a lot. No, Rose Royce. Love Rose Royce. Rose Royce is one of my favorites. Got lots of Rose Royce, right? But yeah. And then high school, Force MDs, got some Force MDs in there. But it's about it for my generation as far as who else? Can you guys think of anybody else that was good R&B group? Like when we get to the 80s, like 1984, and what was before that was like from like 1980 to 84 to 86 to 84. 84 was when I was 18, so 1980 to 84, good R&B groups. Just got the Force MDs. I know Rose Royce was before that. I get the concept, I understand, but I was more of an oldies type guy. 80s. Oh, Cameo. But Cameo, Cameo. I like Cameo better with Wayne Cooper and the horn section than when it was just Larry and Tommy, and that was sad. It's like there's only 3 guys left, but the whole band, they had a horn section with Wayne Cooper died. Oh, son of a bucket. No, they were way better at Cameo. Cameos is by far their best album. Okay, I do like Single Life. The Word Up one. It's all right. I had those, because I got the Single Life album, and then my friends liked Word Up, and so they bought that. I don't think I bought that one. Bob bought that one. I bought Single Life. And but that album was not nearly as good as Cameosis. Cameosis by far was the best album. It had Wayne Cooper, guys. Okay, and a horn section that was really choice. Okay, no, trust me. Okay. Knights of the Sound Table is all right, but Cameosis is their best album. This isn't up for debate. This is my channel. You're funny. I'm just being facetious, right? It's true. There's tons of people out there going, nah, he's right. Cameosis by far was the best album Cameo ever put out. I mean, the horn section was choice. The songs were good. Wayne Cooper was just... Wayne Cooper, yeah. Anybody that likes good R&B music loves the Cameosis album and likes Wayne Cooper. Okay, let's quit talking about this. We got to talk about important things like saving people from genocide and living the Lord's Prayer. We'll be able to discuss and dance to Cameo when we're, it's public domain, and we can dance with people instead of for people, sing with people instead of for them, because money's not real, but the Lord's Prayer is. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm tired, man. I am just, this is exhausting. And I read some of my notes I left for myself. The last note I wrote down for myself was, let's grab it. Let's take a look at that and let's read it out loud. It was in 2022. I started writing in this notebook briefly at certain times just to get my head calmed down, because it's hard to do anything on, especially I was still on Facebook then. Oh gosh, Facebook. Yeah. We have community standards. They have community standards. And I've got oceanfront property in Arizona. Earl. It's true. Yeah, the last one I ever wrote was 8/20/22. Asking the guilty to stop manipulating the innocent is not working. The guilty desire to pass on the manipulation to their offspring or a clone. Either way, it is evil and selfish. I am certain I have done what I needed for freedom from debt and trespass. It is time to prepare for life of dignity and freedom. Okay, sorry, it's hard to read. It's my handwriting. Okay. Of dignity and freedom. Those that do not inspire the kingdom have already sealed their fates in the surveillance net through one form or another, either by engaging in economic competition or conflict, or by attempting to hide from it, and both denying the eternal perfection and living in the truthful Lord's Prayer. So that was the last thing I wrote. I wrote something last night. I can't remember what I wrote last night. Let's read what I wrote last night. Last night, I didn't play Burt rock songs at all. No. I can hardly read it, guys. Let me see. It's in pencil. That was August 2022, almost 3 years ago. When I write, it feels more meaningful. Must be because of the manipulation of the technology. The technology trying to manipulate the evidence collection. Quantum sorry, this is hard to, my eyes hurt. Oh no, trying to manipulate the evidence collection. Okay, quite insane, with truth being omnipotent and evident, and lie being obvious and completely unnecessary. Their mental and emotional dysfunction is worse than I observed or thought, due to their attempts to conceal conceal an addiction to manipulation, which is difficult to comprehend for rational and compassionate human beings. Well, it's bedtime. Body is drained. Okay, that was last night's little write down before I went to bed. Boy, this is exhausting. Yeah. Well, I don't know what will happen to these written documents and stuff. The last ones I wrote in Sierra Vista because my family, I was being totally insane, and I knew they would take my writings and try to use them to have me committed. I took them out and burned them in a garbage can and sprayed the ashes all over the orchard. And most people would be like, that would have been one of the greatest books of all time. You'd have wrote it and published it. It'd been the memoirs of the Messiah. It's like, yeah, just live the Lord's Prayer. Okay. I love you, all right? Peace out, man.